So I'm going to ask you the question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Renalyn. As part of the monitoring team at UltramapGlobal, can you tell us a story about a particularly challenging event or assignment or just something that happened? Because we hear a lot about the theories and the software and our dedication to protecting cables. But tell us something that actually happened in real life in your world, please, as part of the monitoring team.
Based with my experience, I once had this experience with this is actually a fishing vessel, and this is for a particular client that is really into monitoring. Like, they really want to us to really proactively intervene a vessel, even if the vessel has just entered the area, doesn't really fish that much, or doesn't really cross over that much. This client really wants you to be really proactive. And during that time, I was just like a kind of a newbie. It was like a few months after I finished my training. So um things are not really, I'm not really super experienced, or there are a lot of things during training that I didn't remember. So at that time, it was memorable for me because my I was kind of like lectured by my SM, because the client emailed us regarding the particular vessel that I did not intervene. So their email is like, uh, why are you not taking action with this vessel? She has been crossing over this cable. Why is there no further intervention? And during that time, what I was thinking is that let me just monitor this vessel, because this vessel has been emailed for the past few days, or like a day or two. He has been sent an email. So I was thinking, maybe the operator or the skipper of this vessel would be annoyed because they have been we have been sending them email frequently. So I was thinking maybe I would wait for like 2 to 3 crossings before I further intervene. So at that moment, maybe that client really was kind of like concerned, or maybe annoyed or something like that, because they really reached out to us via email and asking why are we not taking action. So my SM reached out to me and
So
lectured me. It was kind of embarrassing.
Renalyn, what's an SM? When you say you're SM,
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. SM is shift manager. It's like our team leader.
no problem.
Yes.
Carry on.
Yeah, so it was embarrassing for me because um it was embarrassing because that particular lecture regarding to that client, or regarding to that cable, has been I have been told quite few times on what to do when it comes to that particular client. So it's like, oh, what it's like, it was really my fault, and I was just really, having that. I don't know, maybe I would consider myself just a newbie, so maybe I would be kinder to myself, like it's okay. But even though I was embarrassed, but my team leader has been, very kind and very um articulate with what she wants me to learn and what she wants me to remember. So by that, I learned my lesson to really be proactive and be like, what you call this, review all those things that I have learned during my training, especially for those clients who are really into monitoring, who are really monitoring themselves, not just, waiting for us or waiting for our email or intervention, but clients who really monitor themselves, checking if we're really doing our job. So it's kind of challenging, especially if the vessel has no information, like very limited information. We don't know what kind of vessel it is, and if the vessel has been operating inside the cable, and we don't know what kind of operation she is doing. So it can be really challenging, but we teammates really help each other, especially with our team leaders who are really going extra mile, searching for information. I don't know where they got such information, because when I do it myself, I could not do it. But when they do, it was just, wow, it's amazing where they do have this access to all of this. So yeah, even if it's challenging, we just help each other. We just assist each other, and everyone is just so kind and approachable and understanding with, our mistakes. And that's how we learn from each other.
Here's a question. This event that you're talking about, there was no cable strike, was there? It was nothing happened. There was no actual damage to the cable, was there, on this occasion that you've just described to us?
No, yeah, that is very fortunate for me, because there's no incident. There was no incident during that time, because if there was, that is just, I can't imagine, the embarrassment. That's just like a problem for me, because I really have to explain, even though I don't have nothing much to explain, because it was my negligence. But good thing there was no incident during that time.
It's interesting though, because we both know that UltramapGlobal is focused on reducing cable strikes to zero, no cable strikes. And the stats at the moment, as you know, Renalyn, I think, well, the stats are as follows. More than half of all UltramapGlobal clients have no cable strikes, and 100% of customers of UltramapGlobal see cable strikes go down after they appoint Ultramap, which is really encouraging, I think. But let me ask you, so you were using Asset Monitor to monitor the asset, and obviously UltramapGlobal do this 24/7, 365 days a year. But what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the client was also monitoring the vessel movements, and they were kind of going, oi, why aren't you intervening? So there was a little, they were worried, weren't they? Then why aren't you doing something here? That's the story, isn't it? That's what you're telling me, yeah?
Yes, sir.
And that's strange, isn't it? Because you're doing this job and you're thinking, oh my goodness, they might be looking as well. So it's kind of there. Did you feel that they were monitoring you, monitoring the cable?
Sometimes I would feel, but we don't really, for me, based on my experience, because after I experienced that, I was kind of like, not really traumatized. Traumatized is just really too much. It's just like I was being really extra cautious. I was like overthinking things, like, oh, what if they are monitoring right now or something? But mostly of our work, we don't really feel like someone's watching us, because maybe because we really working on it. Like, we're not neglecting. Maybe sometimes, or there are times that we do make mistakes, but we are really into our monitoring. We don't really feel like someone is, intervening us or whatever. Just maybe like that incident, maybe they were really active during that time and they noticed, but we don't really feel.
Because they're paying us to look after them, and they're paying us that much to protect assets that are worth that much, of course, and a cable strike costs so much money. So I'm just listening to you, and it's interesting for me because I know that you and none of the monitoring team are being monitored, really, but it's just interesting for me that you care as much about the asset as they do. I've seen this speaking to you and your colleagues. It's fantastic that you're all bothered. I know that's a strange thing to say, but you kind of go to work and it matters. And on the very, very, very rare occasion when there's been cable strikes, in fact, I don't know when the last one was, but whenever it was, I know that there's people are so disappointed and sad, and it's unavoidable sometimes. We do aim for zero, but there's the odd one hit here and there over the years. Okay, so it's been really, that's interesting. It's a reminder to me that even though UltramapGlobal are monitoring every second of every minute of every day, occasionally the clients are using the software asset monitor to have a little look as well, aren't they? Can I just ask,
Yeah.
do you think that in time, I mean, you work very closely, I know, with people who've worked for 5-ish years and more, so, and you've been in UltramapGlobal for about a year. Do you think that the monitoring team should be better? I mean, if I was one of your customers, I might be more worried about something than you, because do you recognize patterns and behaviors in you? Because UltramapGlobal and the software recognizes 100 million events every single day, and obviously that's filtered down to obviously much fewer than that for you. But here's my question: do you think that the monitoring team, I think the answer should be yes, are you better at understanding what a real threat looks like than I would? I might be going, oh my goodness, that's a real problem, and you'll go, look, it's fine. Is there a difference between what your eyes see as a monitoring team member versus what I might see as a cable owner? We're different, aren't we?
Yeah, things could be different because maybe we as a monitoring analyst, we have to go extra mile, so we have to really search for it, or like it's one of our training to study usual activities by the vessels within that particular area. If the tracks, sometimes we identify it by the tracks, and sometimes we go for some kind of another website to really see the picture of the vessel, to know what kind of vessel is this, if this vessel is high risk, or if this vessel is low risk. Okay. So yeah, maybe we not maybe, yes, we really know more about the risk compared to the client, just because we go extra mile in knowing what it really is. Because sometimes a client might just, if they happen to also monitor on their end, they might think that, oh, this vessel is just underway, it's just she's just passing by. But to us, it may be like, with further research, it may be the vessel may be doing something, not just passing by. She could be fishing. We have websites to go to if there are announcement actually of, oh, this vessel is will be undergoing a survey, or this vessel will have a dredging operations, or whatever that is. So yeah, we know more about the risk, and we are also glad if the client would know more about it. Of course, we are would be more glad to share it with them, for them to know also if they want to.
So you'll be setting my mind at rest, won't you? You'll be saying, it's okay, we've got it in hand. And it's great that you learned something yourself, I suppose, from that one event. All right,
yes.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to chat today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.